The small town was shrouded by an unexpected storm of falling fish, a bizarre celestial phenomenon that filled the man with a sense of impending danger. At that moment, his wrist throbbed with intense pain. Rolling up his sleeve to examine it, he discovered that the skin on his wrist had been scorched. This takes us back to a certain evening several days earlier. He had planned to attend an dinner party at his neighbor's house, but his girlfriend was curled up asleep on the sofa at the time. Seeing this situation, he decided to go alone. Just as he was about to open the door and leave, he heard his girlfriend calling from behind him, but in the blink of an eye, she had vanished without a trace. Puzzled, he walked to the study door, only to find his girlfriend still sound asleep on the sofa. Never having awakened, an inexplicable sense of worry began to well up within him. But despite this, he didn't investigate further and drove off to his neighbor's house. After turning at the intersection and approaching his neighbor's front door, a thunderous crack suddenly split a roadside tree in half. He got out of the car to see if he could move the fallen tree aside. The moment he approached the tree, lightning struck him directly. He immediately collapsed to the ground and quickly lost consciousness. When he regained consciousness, he found himself lying in a hospital bed. Thanks to his neighbor's timely discovery, his life had been saved. When his girlfriend helped him walk to the bathroom, she inadvertently noticed branch minus-like markings on his body. After examination, the doctor explained that these were the result of lightning strike caused by rupture of tiny subcutaneous blood vessels. The reassuring news was that these marks would gradually fade, though there might be some lasting effects. After some time, he was discharged and returned home. His kind neighbor brought him a radio device, as the storm had severed all telephone lines. Complete repairs would take several months, and since this neighbor was his closest resident, the radio became their only means of communication. However, when night fell, the strange occurrences resumed. As a musician, he was playing one of his own compositions, accompanied by the tick-minus-tock of a metronome, when torrential rain suddenly began outside. He stood up and walked to the window. To his shock, what was falling from the sky was not just rainwater, but also fish from the sea. He hurriedly pushed open the door and stepped outside. Discovering that his front lawn was covered with fish, he closed the door and returned indoors, finding the scene utterly unbelievable. At that moment, he noticed waves of pain coming from his arm. Rolling up his sleeve to look, he found that the skin on his wrist had been burned. Before he could understand what was happening, there was suddenly a knocking sound from behind him. He went to the door and opened it to find Anna, his neighbor's wife, standing outside. The woman was completely exhausted. After he helped her lean against the wall, he noticed she had a wound on her abdomen that was bleeding. He used the radio to contact his neighbor, but received no response whatsoever. Without time to think further, he immediately rushed out the door and ran straight toward his neighbor's house. Upon reaching his neighbor's house and knocking to enter, he explained to his neighbor that Anna was injured and currently at his house. However, the neighbor claimed that his wife was at home. At that moment, footsteps could be heard from upstairs. Anna came down the stairs. Seeing her appear before him, the man was completely bewildered, but when he turned to leave the house, he discovered that all the fish on the ground had disappeared, and even the burn marks on his arm had vanished completely.